Tide Talk with Webb is back. What's going on, guys? Been a busy week, but the Tide is rolling. Well, a little bit. Not greatly, but a little bit. We landed two tight ends in the NIL, which is great. I kind of predicted, that's something we need to look at because after spring, going into the A-Day or A-Day practice or scrimmage, whatever you want to call it, we had one walk-on. We had Jay Lindsey. That's it. Cuevas got hurt, Danny Lewis got hurt, all the other guys got banged up, couldn't even participate. So it was like, yeah, we need to do something. Plus, with the advent of not having a running quarterback next year, we needed guys that can block. We needed big guys that can block. We anticipated the tight end from Troy going ahead and looking at us, but we got two. We got one guy we didn't even think about, Jack Samarco from West Virginia, and Brody Dalton from Troy. The Troy tight end, he's 6'5", 250. Dalton, 1 year of eligibility remaining. And like I said, he's got 3 touchdowns and 339 yards in his career. Both of these guys are not home run threats. They're not, Colin Peaks or, these guys that can majorly stretch the field, or like some of Georgia's tight ends in the past, or a Shannon Sharp. They're not these kind of guys. They are road graders. They're really good blockers. There was a great quote by Jack Samarco's tight end coach at West Virginia. He said, if you teach him something, he won't make the same mistake twice. Quick learner, great blocker. And that's kind of what we need. We don't have a Milroe this year. We don't have a guy that can stretch the field from the quarterback position as far as his legs. I mean, he's mobile, but not majorly mobile. So we need those guys, a flood of blockers on the outside as well to kind of seal the gap so we can, get those gaps to run through. And we're going to need that. And we got some good running backs, but we just need some better blocking. I think that's what shorted up. Now, they can be a threat in the passing game. From what we know from Cuevas, he definitely can catch the ball. He can make yards after catch. We know that. Danny Lewis can do the same thing. Danny Lewis will probably have the most time at tight end, most catches as well. Then you got Cuevas and then these other guys behind him that are banged up, and hopefully they get healthy. So it's a good thing, and we needed to have that when we saw how many injuries there were. It was kind of like, we're a little low. And we knew we were low in depth anyway. That was not even a question. We knew that. They're also recruiting tight ends in the in recruiting this year as well. That's kind of a point of emphasis. So that was something we were looking at. And it's good. It was nice to have those guys. We definitely thought we were going to have one, but we got one that was not really suspected. He was a pretty highly touted 3-star, which is pretty nice in the class of 24. And like I said, I think the West Virginia guys is a bigger get than a lot of people think. Alabama is not going to go out there, and I think DeBoer is definitely this guy. I don't think he's a guy that goes out there and says, well, I'm going to go, get a quarterback, or I'm going to go get this guy that's highly touted and go pay him a few $1 million. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think he likes to find diamonds in the rough in the NIL, pay him a little bit of money, and then let him perform. And then if they perform, then the next year give him a bigger contract or whatever. I think he likes what he has. He just needed to pepper in more talent at that position. Some interesting notes in the draft. I did call it. I said Milroe would not be a first-rounder. I said Shadur Sanders would not be a first-rounder, and that's what happened. Love those guys. I think they're great human beings. I don't think they're worthy of first rounds, and I don't even think they're worthy of a second round. If I'm a GM and I'm looking at them as prospects to develop, I'm going to get you late third and not before then. Maybe even fourth if they're still sitting around, but I'm definitely going to get you in the third. Now, they could definitely well go second round. That is a very big possibility. Highly doubt that happens. But and I wish the best for those guys. I really, truly do. I hope they were able to get in there and develop and be like a Jalen Hurts, a guy that maybe people counted out and that maybe had a few weaknesses that they were working on and they're going to get better. And then they have that time to develop and get better. And that's what I hope for those young men. But I did call it. I think they're both third rounders or early fourth, late third, early fourth. And I could be wrong. But one stat I did see that Alabama did is we had 17 years with at least a first-round pick. No other college comes close. Then we had 9 years in a row, multiple first-round picks. No other college comes close. We did have 2 Bama players go early, which was awesome. We had Jihad Campbell go to the Eagles at the 31st pick, and we also had Tyler Booker at number 12 go to the Cowboys, which is awesome. So hopefully they develop and do great things there and do wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. Really excited for those guys and what's going on there. And I think they will do great things. You know, we still got some Bama guys on the board, like I said, Milrow and some other guys, and hopefully we got C.J. Dupree and we got Robbie Oots out there too. So I hope at least maybe they don't get picked up in the draft, they can get picked up on a free agency contract and then move on from there and do great things. So I'll probably be watching the second round tonight, kind of see how it goes. I don't know how many Bama players are really expecting. I don't think there's a ton. But definitely excited about that, and definitely excited about the tight ends, and just excited for this summer, see how we develop, how the quarterbacks develop, and really excited. Anyway, Tide Talk Web is out.